Hey kids, ready? I'm ready. Ready to learn with you today and have some fun along the way because you're awesome and amazing. There isn't anyone in the whole wide world who can do what you can do. So, are you ready? Ready to learn with me today and have some fun along the way? Ready, set, go! How are you today? I'm so glad to be with you. You know what? We need to do some guessing. We're going to talk about a new letter today. Do you know what that letter is? Let's see if we can figure out its sound. We've got a kite, king, kangaroo, ketchup, and a key. Kite, kangaroo, king, ketchup, key. What sound does that make? K, k, k. That's right. Do you know what it is already? All right. Before you tell me your guesses, we've got to sing the ABC song and see where it is in the alphabet. You ready? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me? You ready to do it backwards? Z, Y, X, W, V, U, T, S, R, Q, P, O, N, M, L, K, J, I, H, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. Now I know my Z, Y, X's. It is time for your guesses. Do you know what it is? I think I heard some K's. Very nice. All right, let's look over here. Where does letter K go on here? Can you see a K on there? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. Can you see that K? Now look at capital K and lowercase k. We'll put capital right here. Now look at lowercase. It looks a lot the same like his dad does, doesn't he? We got capital K and lowercase k. Now when we write K on our writing road, there's not a lot of differences. Let's look. Capital K starts at the top and goes to the bottom. And then this part that goes down and out goes at the top and goes to the middle, goes to the middle, down to the bottom. But lowercase, let's see what it does. It starts from the top to the bottom too. But instead of going all the way to the top, it starts in the middle and goes down. So see how these two both go to the top of the writing road? This one just goes to the middle of the writing road. Let's practice from the top. Let's do a capital. Then we're going to go to the top and go to the middle. And then we're going to start right where we ended and go down to the bottom. Okay, let's try another lowercase. Top to the bottom. And remember, we're starting in the middle of the writing road on the dots. And we're going here and then back down. Can you practice those K's? Sometimes it seems like it would be really easy to start in the middle and go up, but then it's kind of hard to make them touch and it looks kind of different. If you're going to do that, you've got to start with a dot right in the middle at the same place because they need to connect in the middle. All right? Now, let's see. I think it would be fun to draw a kite. Did you see the kite on our picture? Look at that kite. That kite is made out of a diamond. Most kites have a diamond and it's got a line. Let's try one of those, shall we? Let's go down and then we're going to come over here and go down. It kind of looks like a tent. And then let's do one on the bottom. Let's draw one down here and then let's touch them together. Good job. And then let's draw a string. Kites need a string to help them stay up and we're going to draw some little things to help the kite fly. Can you just draw some little lines across there? That's a pretty good kite. Now you know what you can do if you want. You could color the kite. You could color a rainbow. Or you could color a pattern. I think I'm going to try red and some orange and then some red and some orange and some red. What does your kite look like? Is that kind of a fun kite? You could draw any kind of a kite you want to draw. While you're drawing your kite, you know what we're going to do? We're going to see if we can find a kite, a K, on our board. Look carefully there. Can you see a K? Oh, I'm going to give you a hint. It's kind of fat. It's kind of a chubby letter. Can you see it? What color is it? Blue. Look how chubby that letter is. Some of them aren't quite so, and some of them are tiny, but that's a big one, isn't it? All right, let's see if we can find one on the back side. Can you find a letter K on there? Can you see it? What color is it? It's kind of a yellowy orange color, isn't it? And it's right in the middle. Good job. There's a letter K. Good watching. All right. Let's see if we can find a letter K on here and see what we're going to do with letter K. Help me say the letters. What's this one? And I don't know where it is. It might be the next one, or it might be really far. We're going to see. H, Q, N, F, R, Z. Oh, you're good at this. D, good job. P, B, V, W, U, C, J, I. Oh, it's really in here a long ways today. L, M, Y, T, O, X, G, A, E, S, K. It's the last one. It was all the way. You did all those letters. Good job. Oh, guess what this says to do? Kick like a kangaroo. Do you think a kangaroo has a big kick? Okay, you need to stand up and kick. Kick really hard. Kick really hard. Are you good at kicking? Good job. Nice work. Oh, that was good kicking. You kicked really, really high. That was an awesome job. All right, you know what we're going to do? We need to take our letter K, and we're going to take it. I'm going to erase my K off of here. If you want to get a different writing road so you can keep your awesome kite, you can. We're going to talk about number 4 today. All right? Raise your hand if you're 4. That is such a fun age. 4 is so grown up. Now, you know what? 4 years old, our kite had 4 sides, didn't it? Did your kite have 4 sides? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's lots of 4s all around us. Let's look at a number 4. Do you like that number 4? 1, 2, and 1 long line. It has 3 lines to make a letter 4. That's kind of interesting. Now this 4 looks a little different. It's touching at the top. Right here, see how it's touching? We're going to practice writing a 4. But what's the first thing we got to do before we practice a 4? Do we need to write our name on this writing road? Yeah, you know what? I liked using my red and my orange, but I think I'm ready to use a brown. Let's see if brown's going to work. I'm going to write my name on here. Can you write your name on your writing road? Good job. Get your name on there and we're going to be ready to draw. We are going to draw a 4. You know what? Let's try going down and across. Like it, kind of like a long L, and then we're going to do long line. How about that 4? How about this time, let's draw the long line first. And then we're going to go over and up. That's kind of fun. What is 4? We're going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 4 on there. And if you're 4, there's 4 candles. Let's draw 4 fires on there. Should we draw 4 fires on there? 1, 2, 3, 4. If you're 4, are you going to put 4 candles on your birthday cake? That's kind of hard to see. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put some orange with my yellow. How's that? Can you see that better? Is that a little bit easier to see? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a 4 and there's a 4. Now let's see how many 4 is on our hands. You ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. If we tuck our thumb in, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, don't we? Good job. Very nice. All right. Today, we're going to talk about kids in the kitchen because we're talking about letter K, and remember it sound k, k, kids, k, k, kitchen. What do you think kids do in the kitchen? Do kids make good things to eat in the kitchen? And sometimes when you're in the kitchen, do you need to have your family helping you? Sometimes grown-ups need to help in the kitchen if you're doing some cooking and you're using the stove or whatever. But this is not a project you need grown-ups to help you with because we're not cooking anything. We are making something that doesn't need any cooking. Okay? So, I'm going to put my 4 candles away. And I'm going to put my letter K away because we're going to get ready to cook in the kitchen. Now, what you're going to need are some cookies. These are Nutter Butter cookies. They look like this. Have you seen these kind of cookies before? Can you see that cookie? Doesn't that look, it looks kind of like a giant peanut, doesn't it? That's what these cookies are, Nutter Butter cookies. And this is the kind Miss Connie's going to use. But if you don't have one, or some children, peanuts make them sick to their stomach. And if you're one of those people, do you know what? We can use something else. We can use some graham crackers. Hopefully that will work. You can either use Nutter Butter cookies or graham crackers. And we're going to show how to use both of them, okay? If you want to make 2 different kinds and do the Nutter Butter cookies and you want to use graham crackers, you can. You can use both. Both of them work just fine. So you can take a long graham cracker or you can take one of these cookies. You choose which kind you're going to use or if you're going to use both. And when we get done, we're going to make some reindeer. There's some graham cracker reindeers. And here's some Nutter Butter reindeers. It's really not reindeers, it's reindeer. I forgot and put an S on there. There we go. All right, so what you're going to need, we have the cookies. Now, if you're going to do a graham cracker, we're going to need to break it right in half. So we have 2 squares. Because what was this? Was this a rectangle? Because we had 2 long sides. Let's look at it. A long side and a long side and a short side and a short side. So when we cut it in half, we have 2 squares. All 4 sides are exactly the same, aren't they? But if we take those and break them in half, then we have 2 rectangles. Long, long, short, short. That's kind of crazy, huh? It goes from a square, it goes from a rectangle to a square, then back to rectangles. If this is what you're using, you're going to need, that means you probably have a problem with peanut butter. So you're going to need some frosting. And if you have chocolate frosting, that's going to look great. If you have vanilla frosting, that's going to be great. You can use any kind of frosting. You'll need a knife, or you could use a popsicle stick or something like that if that's easier. And you're going to need to take some frosting, and you're going to have to make the cookies. So you're going to need to put some frosting right in the middle of the graham cracker. Okay. And then you're going to have to put the top on it. And now you have a graham cracker cookie or a Nutter Butter cookie, whichever kind you're going to use today. And we have frosting glue, or we have peanut butter glue. They both work. And you know what's great about this kind of glue? The treats are going to stick on, but you can eat them when you're done. Is that perfect? I love those kind of projects because they make my tummy feel so good. All right, you're going to need to make some eyes, and we're going to use some chocolate chips for eyes. Do you like chocolate chips? And then we'll need some M&Ms because we need red noses for Rudolph and brown noses for regular reindeer. If you don't have any M&Ms, can you think of something else that might be red? What about a Skittle? That would work. I think there's some red Smarties. You could use a Smartie. You could use some raisins, or craisins are kind of red. You could use any of those things. Something little that's red or brown to make Rudolph's nose, or the brown ones to make other reindeer noses. All right, so let's take one of our cookies, but doesn't matter which one. If we're going to do the peanut butter cookies, the Nutter Butter cookies, you're going to need some peanut butter. And you're going to need to get a little bit of glue and put it right there on the bottom. Can you see that little, just a blob of peanut butter right there on the bottom? And then you're going to take an M&M, and it can be or something red or something brown. So you get to choose if you're going to use a brown nose for a reindeer, or if you're going to use a red nose for a Rudolph. You decide which are you going to make one of. Are you going to make Dasher or Dancer or Prancer or Vixen or Comet or Cupid or Donner or Blitzen, or are you going to make Rudolph? You choose. And if you make some for your family, you could do some like this and some like this. You could make a whole bunch if you wanted to. All right. The next thing that goes on there, and you know what? His mouth is kind of the smile on the bottom. Okay? It's kind of like that. Now, if you're making a graham cracker one, you need to get a little bit of frosting and put it right on the bottom, just exactly the same way. And you're going to need to put a nose on him too. Okay? So now they all have a nose right on the bottom. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to get a little more frosting, and we're going to put it kind of in the middle. We're going to do a little bit on this side and a little bit on this side. Can you see those two little chunks of frosting? And then we need some chocolate chips. Okay, we're going to stick one right in that side and one right in that side. Okay, if you're doing one of these kind, you're going to need to get out your peanut butter, and you're going to need to put some right here on this side and some right here on this side. It looks kind of funny before we put the chocolate chips in there, doesn't it? Okay, let's get one for this side. And let's get one for this side. Now he's got his eyes, doesn't he? All right. Now we've got to put the antlers on the reindeer. So we need regular frosting for the graham cracker one. And it's going to need kind of a big piece of, it's going to kind of look like you're putting a hat on him. And then we're going to get out our pretzels and we're going to stick a pretzel right on top. That's his antlers. All right. So we need to do the same thing with this guy. Let's get some peanut butter and put a peanut butter hat on him. Get a bunch on there. It's got to be enough so that it will stick. So there's a big blob, and get your pretzel antlers. There's your Rudolph. And if you are making a different kind of one, if you're making a regular one, a regular reindeer, you're going to have one that looks like this guy right here. So Rudolph and Dasher or Dancer or Prancer or Vixen, Comet or Cupid, Donner or Blitzen, right? So there's our reindeer. We've got a regular reindeer. We've got a Rudolph reindeer and a Rudolph reindeer. Oh dear, we have too many reindeer. Rudolphs, do you know what that means? Maybe you better eat one, do you think? That sounds yummy to me. I would love to eat my reindeer. I think they would be very delicious. All right. You can make as many as your mom or your caregiver or your grown-up will let you. And I think, though, if you make a whole bunch of them, I think you might need to share them with someone. What do you think? If you made a whole bunch of them and you ate all of them, you might get a tummy ache. And you know what? Rudolph always wants to share, because do you remember what happened to Rudolph when he was little? You know, Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen. But do you recall the most famous reindeer of all? Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, ho, 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 Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Then how the reindeer loved him as they shouted out with glee, yippee! Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history. Do you think Rudolph knows what it's like to be kind? Yeah, because he had people that forgot to be kind. Do you think they learned that no matter how different you are, it's still nice to be kind, isn't it? And that's what he learned. And so when you share your cookies, you're doing what Rudolph would like you to do. And you know what? I think it's what the other reindeer would like too. They would also like you to share, because that made them feel better. When Rudolph helped them, then I think they learned that it was nicer to share. Do you think? I think so too. So while you're working on what you need to do is go work on your cookies and make a whole bunch of them for everyone to share. I hope you enjoy them, and I hope you have fun making them, and we'll get together for Kids in the Kitchen another day. I love being with you. You are incredible. See you later, alligator. In a while, crocodile. You're awesome, possum. See you soon.